What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm F and Hate It, and this is Storming.
Well, thanks for introducing me. I appreciate it. I think it was about time that we got on and just talked about how this all started. It snowballed super fast. When we first started, it was Larcenauts, and that game in comparison to what we're covering now is so small. Well, I don't know if you remember, but basically I was just some dude looking to join a Larcenauts team or just find some people to play with. And I went into the Discord and the Facebook, and I saw that there was just nobody playing with each other. So I went, I think at the time there was Delegati and Havoc, and there was this other team. I don't remember what the name was, but basically just like 13 people in a Discord and nobody was talking. And so I looked into who was promoting the game and what teams were playing. Nobody was playing, and there was one guy promoting the game. Guess who that guy was? Good old F and Hate It. Yeah.
I was on that religiously ever since it came out. It was just that was the grind.
But honestly, that's the reason why I started getting into Larcenauts. I had developed a game for VR before, kind of right around the same time that Space Junkies came out, and there was a bunch of development teams, including mine, that were trying really hard to get into the VR scene, but most of them failed. I mean, almost all of them failed, including Space Junkies, which was a big release back then. And so when I was looking into getting back into VR and kind of playing a little bit, I found your videos on Larcenauts, and I saw I think it was a 100-point video with Arc, and you were just like sliding through the whole map, basically flying
as much as I could.
and I remember I was like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. That was some movement mechanics that I had not seen back in 2018 and 19 when I was developing, and it just really hooked me. So I started playing, and that's kind of how I ended up in there to begin with.
Arc for the win!
And it was super sad because you don't have all the characters unlocked, right? And so by the time I unlocked Arc, I think we were already halfway through the first tournament for Larcenauts.
Oh man. Yeah, it took a while. Like, I jumped right into it expecting that we would have access to all these characters, and then learning that you had to actually unlock each one, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, the grind at first was a killer. So I reached out to you, I believe it was on Facebook, and I had commented on a post that you'd made on the Facebook page for Larcenauts. Then I reached out on Discord, and I think I hit you up and just said, hey, let's get a tournament together. You have all the publicity. That's basically what we need. You'll create a team. I'll create a team. We'll have two. I'm sure two more will join. And with 4 teams, we can have a tournament.
Chaos sprung quickly on that.
Yes, it was pretty quick, and I think everyone was really excited, but we didn't have the pieces together just yet to make it happen. And I think right around that time, you had caught on to another big giant that was emerging in the game industry for VR. I don't know if you remember.
Maybe? Oh no, I've gone through so much stuff.
that was around the time you introduced me to Gun Raiders.
Gun Raiders, yes, that was the grind. Actually, I had Gun Raiders before Larcenauts, and then I pretty much took a break from Gun Raiders and dug deep into Larcenauts, and then I came back to Gun Raiders.
So we got into Gun Raiders, and I believe it was right as the Larcenauts Cup was going. So we had these teams really focus on it, while I was recruiting for Echo Arena, and we were recruiting for Gun Raiders, because Gun Raiders was a tough crowd at first. We went in, and they just hated esports teams, like loathed them. So I went in, and it was like troll after troll for like a month. Eventually, I punch at your face. Was like, yeah, let's merge. Let's get a team together. Big thanks to you, by the way.
Oh yeah, no problem.
and once that first hurdle was jumped, they were all about trying to get the competitive scene started.
They were hesitant at first because, from what I remember, even starting back in the beta days, there'd just be random people coming in. Oh, I'm gonna put an esports thing together.
Yes.
And back then, the numbers were like maybe 100 people to 1,000 people on a player base, and it was hard to even get one full server. So like, it's not the time for this. And I think they still had that mentality there because they've been through it since the beginning of the time, and just as it started snowballing into a bigger game, I don't think they realized the release of it on Oculus was actually so big, and it boosted itself all the way up to top 5 within a month or something like that. I'm like, this is the time. There's no more fighting it. We need the competitive scene on this, let's go.
Organizing side of it, that was the Winter VR Olympics, the first big event for Gun Raiders. That was kind of the big jump where we went from just being a Larcenauts oriented community to covering 5 games at the same time. So when we first started, it was just you and me. We had tried to make a couple of teams for Larcenauts, and while the Larcenauts Cup was going on, I recruited the Gun Raiders team with your help. We signed up the second best Population 1 team. We signed up a Diamond level Echo Arena team and the best Hyper Dash team, all within like 3 weeks of each other, really. And so we wanted to do something that would connect all of those communities together, and we threw the Winter VR Olympics, which started with Gun Raiders, then had a weekend of Larcenauts and Population 1 together, then a weekend of Hyper Dash and a weekend of Echo Arena. And that has probably been our biggest event so far as teams attending, because there was five games at the same time.
I liked it, actually. It was even though it was like a fly-by-night situation for me, because I didn't realize each individual stream was going to be, me learning how to cast it. There's like a bunch of different tools. The Echo Arena one was the worst, because like I literally got a hold of that about an hour right before we were going live. Because I thought we had somebody else set up for it, so I was like, I don't need to worry about this. They got that, no problem. And all of a sudden, hey man, I'm like, uh-oh.
but you did a great job. I think as far as the casting went, everybody loved you. People in Population 1, they asked you over again a bunch of times, right, with Arc Leagues?
Yeah, it's been pretty requested, and I try to do as much as I can, but sometimes I'm strapped for time.
Yeah, so we went from the Winter VR Olympics, which by the way, we got the Larcenauts, the Gun Raiders, and the Hyper Dash devs to sponsor prizes, and I believe we also had Smash Drums developers. Yeah, which was big. I mean, we were at what, like 300 Discord members at that time? We were pretty small. I mean, kind of average compared to everybody else trying to do the same thing. We got together and we're looking to do a league for most of the games. We were looking at some toxicity going on in some leagues, and I believe we were planning on launching our own league. But I honestly really did not want to do it. The time commitment I know was going to be... I knew it was going to be crazy. During that time, I saw an ad for this league called VREL. And I joined their server, which was just really small at the time, and talked to DamageX and this Rattery about Gun Raiders, because they really wanted a league then. We had done 16 teams during the Winter VR Olympics. They were ready to take it to the next level. And so we talked the developers into making us their official league and launch a league with VREL. At the same time, over in... at the time, Hexalink. So we started as Hexakill, rebranded to Hexalink, and as Hexalink we brought in a fantastic guerrilla tag team, and they wanted us to do a tournament and potentially launch a league for them. And so we got together with the community, did a tournament, and we shot from I think 800 members in our Discord to over 1600 in like a period of like 4 days.
Yeah, it was like insane.
Yeah, it was like the craziest 2 days of my life, because people don't know this, but I like to keep the Discord organized. So everybody who joins, I go through which games they play and I give them the appropriate roles. And I did that in 2 days for like 1,000 people.
Damn.
So yeah, that was rough. I had a really hard time, but it was great success for us, and we got a bunch of teams signed up for the tournament, and I think it's still happening right now. You've covered most of the games, and at the same time we were helping out in VREL end of doing Gun Raiders, and that was also big. A lot of people showing up to your streams, and so the growth has been immense, and our partnership together has worked extremely well. People are probably wondering why it sounds so weird. Reason is because I'm originally from Mexico, and I spent a decent amount of time in Taiwan, so I speak Spanish and Mandarin. So that kind of has taken a big hit on my English.
Damn, you got 3 languages under your belt?
I do. I wish it was more helpful than it is.
Cuss people out in a different language they won't even know, I mean, they might get the tone, but...
congratulations on the sponsors. Hopefully you find some more. And that's really the route where we're going now. So Hexalink ended up merging with Vortex. Vortex was a team with 2 years of history. They had been dominating in Pavlov. They had been #1 in Veil VR. They were doing a lot in Population 1, and I believe they got first place in the Invitational tournament that devs sponsored.
Nice.
So they were very dominant, but they had never started a Discord. They didn't have kind of that community sense. They were more like they were more of a close group of just the players. And so I reached out to Sumachi, who's also a YouTuber, has about 3,000 subscribers, I think. And I told him, I was like, hey, we don't really overlap in games that we cover as organizations, and we are trying to do something similar with content creation. Do you think we should merge? And so we did a partnership first, and then I kind of got a little pushy and pushed for the merge, just to make it easier. It's hard because we were Hexalink Vortex, and honestly, it's just hard to push two brands at the same time. We decided to go with Vortex mainly because of the history that they have, and we're doing great things. We got second place in Gun Raiders. I believe it was FN Raiders.
Yeah, real quick on that name. I don't want to get any flack about this. I literally just typed in FN Raiders because I didn't know what to call the team. I went back to the team and I was like, what would you like to name this? And then by the time we came out with the name, I went back to edit and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's great. I honestly really liked it. I think it had your flair in it. VRL already hit me up about the season starting, so exciting things coming to Gun Raiders. We just need to recruit more staff. Definitely were understaffed this last tournament, and I apologize for that, but we'll do better. Our plan from now on is kind of moving more towards what content creation we can make with the teams. Before we were doing a lot of full-fledged tournaments, and you and I discussed about the limitations with that. You have to wait a long time before you see the people you want to see play. You have a lot of conflicts in scheduling. Sometimes you've been on stream for like an hour before the teams get on.
Yeah.
It gets really hard.
And it's bad because you see the people who are anticipating, they were coming in, and then they're like, what the hell is this? And they're like, out, you know? And I'm like, well, viewer standpoint, I can understand.
It's important, right? The viewer is as much of a part of the competitive scene as the players. Without the viewers, there's no competitive scene. It's just playing some pickup matches, you know?
The Super Bowl going on with nobody watching. I mean,
yes, imagine the bleachers empty. Like, it's just a bunch of burly guys just ramming into each other.
When COVID went through, I think they were like that a couple times, and they were just like, even the players were just like, dude, this sucks. These bleachers are empty. Nobody's there to cheer for us.
So we could have the top teams from Gun Raiders play, and then right after them, the top teams from Hyperdash play. And that could give for a really good mixing up the audiences with really top tier content. Yeah,
Hyperdash is insane too. Like, I wish I could play on that type of level, but as soon as I got out of the beginner servers, I got creamed. I was like, I don't even want to touch this game anymore. I'm just
I remember you picked it up and you were demolishing people, and then they put you in with the big boys. And
as soon as the training wheels came off, I was like, I suck, I can't keep a balance. My bicycle turned into a freaking unicycle.
Alright, well, my time is up. I did want to mention though, I know that Team D Vortex for Hyperdash, they're cracked. One of their players was telling me that sometimes they accuse them of cheating because bullets don't hit them. And he's like, I don't know if you can picture this, but I'm actually dodging bullets in the real world while I'm playing.
Oh, yeah, I've done that a few times. It helps.
Yes, he's like, I'm dodging bullets real time. Like, they can't say that I'm cheating. I'm just moving really fast.
So he's Neo, dude. He's
basically, yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're seeing, right? With all these top teams. Not just in our organization, but other organizations out there. There's people that are just insane, and that's what we want to feature, is all that talent out there that is going unseen right now.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out till then.